Open the gate that I may enter. So this is my second video on gate walking focuses, and right now we're going to be talking about the Nebo gate, which is Mercury. So after you do the gate walking for the Nebo gate, you go through the ritual. These are different things that you can focus on for the month or however long you're going to be spending in the energies of Mercury and the Nebo gate. So I would create an altar for Nebo facing east. Be sure to have the color correspondences correct with that. Let me double check the color over here. I'll go all the way back up in my manuscript there. And let's see. Quicksilver. Yep. So I would also have his altar being silver in color, silver or gray. Let me go back down to the focuses here. And yep. Okay. So daily reading of the invocation of the Nebo gate. Daily reading of the sleep of Ishtar up to you enter the second gate. I would meditate daily on communication and business and commerce, how you communicate with other people, and what your business situation is like, what your career is like. Research the location of Mercury in your personal birth chart and its influences, where it's going to be, where it's going to transition. Research the astrological sign that Mercury is in at the time of gate walking ceremony and the signs it will move into during the time spent in the Nebo gate. Like I said before, look up a transitional chart. Daily prayers and offerings to Nebo facing east at dawn. One thing I forgot to mention in my last video was part of my manuscript actually has a prayer to each of the zonai that I was able to find on old tablets and old translations. And things like that can be used here. Let's see. Remember, daily offerings and prayers to Nebo facing east. I would. You could also kind of change your. What's the word I'm looking for? Change your wardrobe a little bit for that month that you're in that energy. Kind of wear a lot more silver, or clothes that are gray in color. Contemplate your style or effectiveness of communication. Make note of when misunderstandings and miscommunications happen. Explore them and try to figure out why. How you played into it, how the other person played into the miscommunication, and see what your errors were and what you can fix. Keep journaling. Write down your thoughts at least once a day in a journal, whether negative or positive. Observe how your thoughts change during the time spent in the Nebo gate. The goal here is to empty your mind of cluttered and old thought patterns. It may be a good time to travel to a new place, both in the physical and in the astral. Contemplate your. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did put here. Contemplate your foundation. What's your everyday life like? What needs to change? I think I'm actually going to eliminate that because that has more to do with the previous gate, the Nana gate. Review and restructure your personal and professional relationships for the better. What needs to change? How can you change them? List the activities and occupations in your everyday life. Where does your energy go? Prioritize and plan events accordingly. The goal is to gain energy back from restructuring events in your life. Like if you spend too much time watching TV and you might want to put more energy into working on a project or preparing for work better, things like that. Recapitulate difficulties in communication. Recapitulation means you revisit the memories of difficulties or bad situations, and you're able to kind of observe them without attaching an emotional meaning to them. So you just understand that they happened, and you can kind of look at them logically with understanding, okay, this is what caused this. It was a bad situation. I played into it this way. And in meditation, you actually can sweep the scene by breathing in one way and then breathing out the other way, where you're breathing in the energy from the situation, you're breathing back out gratitude, so you kind of let go of any negative attachment to those memories. Contemplate on what you see that needs to be different in how you interact with the world. What can you transform about your attitude or reactions to benefit yourself everyday thought pattern, your everyday thought patterns? I'm going to fix that. And interactions and events. Basically, how do you play into the interactions that you go into every day? Because we're not antisocial creatures, we're social creatures, so of course we're going to talk to different people, and there might be some difficulties that come up. Well, we all play into our own situations. We create our own reality in a way, and regardless, everybody could be like, that person was mean to me, but there's always some aspect of you that might have triggered that or brought that out. So really try to understand how you play into situations that might turn out to not be as good as you thought. Consider what knowledge means to you. As humans, we should never stop learning. Now may be a good time to practice a new skill or a new hobby. Contemplate on what truth means to you. Are you true to yourself? Are you communicating good with yourself in here? Are you telling yourself fibs or lies, or kind of not facing something that you might really need to take a look at to transform? So those are some of the focuses that I came up with the Nebo gate. As you guys can tell, I was still doing some edits, because every time I look at this thing, I want to change. Every time I look at my manuscript, I do want to change something about it to make it flow better and make it make more sense. So actually, these videos do help me out with the manuscript, so I gotta thank you guys for that. But once again, this is the Nebo gate walking focuses, and this is the second video in the series, so look for the third one. Good hunting.